Community service takes many different forms. I was able to sit down with women's soccer seniors Danielle Axelrod and Kristen about their unique experience with Soccer Without Borders this past winter break. Here now with seniors Danielle Axelrod and Kristen as we delve a little further into the Soccer Without Borders program that they participated in. And Danielle, I want to start with you. Take us through what exactly Soccer Without Borders is.
Sure, it's an organization. They have places all over the world, but specifically we went to Nicaragua, where they work with just young girls and they help to empower them through soccer by setting them up on teams. They have a headquarters there where they're allowed to go and work on their schoolwork or soccer, whatever they want to do, hang out, and kind of just find their value in such a male-dominated society down there.
You know, Kristen, what were some of the activities that you and Danielle took part in when you were down there as part of the program?
Well, we went to this field that you wouldn't even guess was a field. It was covered in dirt, but it was like a normal soccer camp. We ran drills. We had an Olympic day where they participated in activities other than soccer, maybe handball or something. But it was really to just get them going, get them competing at a better level than just hanging around.
I'm curious, how do you even find out about a program like this? Danielle, I'll start with you. How did you guys get connected with Soccer Without Borders?
Well, I had been talking to my coach, and it was on my heart kind of to go out and do something in missions, and I wanted to do it with soccer because I figured I love the sport, and I think it would be awesome to do that. And she knows the Penn State coach who has been involved with the program here, so she kind of sent her an email, and then my coach forwarded it to me, and then I kind of just signed up and wanted to go.
And it was obviously a time for you all that was kind of sacred. It was winter break. It was time that you normally spend, home resting after finals and things like that. And Kristen, I'm also curious. What were the major differences in your everyday lifestyle between being here as a student athlete at Monmouth versus being down in Nicaragua with the program?
Well, soccer is soccer anywhere you go. However, showering after a soccer game is usually a luxury that you get used to after a while. However, when you're down there, you could go maybe 6 to 8 hours without even seeing water. So it's really impactful to come back here even after and just be like, wow, here's running water, here's warm running water. It's always cold and the showers are not even your typical showers down there.
I'm sure communication on this trip and on the field was an interesting one for you. You mentioned soccer is soccer. So if you can play in America, you can play anywhere, but specifically the day-to-day language barriers, Danielle, what did you guys encounter going down there? Did you have any experience speaking the language at all?
I knew Ola, and that only gets you so far, but I remember the first night actually being so upset that I couldn't communicate with these girls because a lot of the girls that you go with know Spanish and they're able to communicate with the little girls, so they kind of flock to them. So when no one was really coming to me, because they're probably like, what's wrong with this girl? Why can't she talk to me? But then by the end of the week, they were just speaking Spanish to me, and I was just, okay, and I picked up a few words. So really, soccer is the universal language that brought us together.
Did you, Kristen, have a bit better time communicating day to day with them?
Just a little bit. I grew up taking Spanish classes. I took Spanish classes here at Monmouth, so I knew basic words. I could communicate go this way, go that way, and I can understand it better than I can speak it. So I could speak a little bit better, but I always had to turn to the other girls that knew Spanish more fluent.
What was and it's kind of tough to think back, and I know it was a little bit ago, but it seems like the entire experience was so amazing. Is there one experience, and I want to get both of your thoughts on this, and Danielle, we'll start with you. Is there one experience, either on or off the field, that stands out the most in your mind?
Yeah, definitely. We actually had a chance to play against the Nicaraguan national team down there, and all the little girls would come with us and they walked us to the field and they were cheering for us. And then actually after the game, there were 3 little girls that ended up flocking to me the whole week who called me mama, and they were the craziest ones, of course. And after the game, they came running, sprinting onto the field to come and hug me, and I was so tired after the game, I just wanted to fall, but when I saw them, that they were so happy to see me, and they were saying good job, in Spanish, of course, but it was just so cute and so overwhelming, and just made my heart just so happy.
And Kristen?
I would have to say, the first day, the second session, you don't even know these little girls, and they're coming up to you, they're hugging you, they want to hold your hand no matter how sweaty you may be, no matter how sweaty your hand is. They want to just be with you, be interacting with you at all times. And even though there was a language barrier, even though we couldn't communicate as well, they didn't care. They still wanted to, they still tried to talk to you, and you had to just go with it, and like they just wanted to be like so involved with you that it like was really special. And like when we played the games, when we scored against their national team, they were cheering for us.
Yeah.
It was really like awesome that they like looked up to us so much in such a short time period.
You know, and Kristen, I want to start with you for my final question. Take the soccer kind of out of it for a second. How has an experience like this, like participating with a program like Soccer Without Borders, impacted you personally after going through that experience and then coming back to your everyday life?
I've always thought like mission trips were awesome. Like I've always wanted to do something like that. It was just so happened that soccer happened to be part of this one. But like looking forward, I definitely want to, especially like medically, take that somewhere maybe in a country that's less fortunate and try to provide more medical care. And I think from coming out of here not speaking Spanish as fluently, it makes me want to learn Spanish more, because it is such a big language barrier that can be so especially like reached if you know how to speak with them.
Right, and Danielle?
I think just not taking anything for granted. I mean, like she mentioned before with the showers, it was terrible. We would sit in our sweat all day, and I'm sure no one wanted to be around us. And the houses we were staying in didn't really even have that much electricity. There was no air conditioning, and it was 90 plus degrees every day. There were spiders crawling around, and I was freaking out a bit. But you know, these girls were so happy every day just to come out and be able to play, and they didn't care that some of them wore the same clothes every day because they didn't have anything else, and they just wanted to be out there and just hang around with us. And I thought, you know, if they could be so happy with so like little things in life, then why can't I be happy with everything that we are so blessed to have here? So
It really sounds like it was an amazing experience, and obviously you could tell it still sticks with you guys with how vividly you're able to remember this. I really want to thank you both, Kristen and Danielle. Thank you so much, not only for sitting down, but for spreading the good word of Monmouth student athletes all over the world, and for doing your part.
thanks for having us.